Welcome everyone to Old Trafford, where today Manchester United begins defense of their Champions League crown. Today they take on Croatia Zagreb. Along with Tommy Smith, I'm John Paul Della Camera. It is always tough to repeat as champions, but Manchester United will give it their best, even though they have many injuries coming into today's matchup against Croatia Zagreb. This is the scene from this past summer. How about Mario Basler on that free kick? He beats Peter Schmeichel, and it looked like Bayern Munich was in the driver's seat. They held the lead all the way until the final moments.
Well, there was a shot taken here, and it went right in. Ryan Giggs' shot goes into the corner of the net. Teddy Sheringham knocked it to him. And then look at this. Solskjaer puts it up into the top of the net, and Manchester United incredibly win, JP.
Bayern Munich had the lead right up until stoppage time, and Man U were the champions. Now, they start off in Group D this year with Croatia Zagreb, Sturm Graz, and maybe the toughest one of that group, Marseille.
Well, it looks like they've got a pretty easy group when you consider that the top two teams go through into the next phase, and the third team will go to the UEFA Cup. So Manchester United should be in good shape, although they have a few injury worries.
Yeah, they're not in good shape today because of all of the injury problems. Depending on who you believe, as many as 11 players have some form of injury, including their captain. Roy Keane has been a star for Manchester United for several years now. He's also been a star for Ireland, but you will not see him in action today. His contract is up as well. That has nothing to do with today's situation, and they say next year he may want to go elsewhere, but for now he's still the leader of this Man U team. Here's their starting lineup today without Keane.
Well, there's a couple of surprises. Michael Clegg starts at the right back, and when you look at Wilson in midfield, a player who not too many people knows about, Mark Wilson, he played with the reserves last year. He's supposedly a good goal scorer. Colin York is up front. Henning Berg steps into the centre of the defence alongside of Jaap Stam, and Philip Neville is there because Gary Neville is out for 2 months.
Ozzy Ardiles might be the most famous name on this Croatia Zagreb team. He is their coach, but several of these guys played or were a part of the World Cup '98 squad for Croatia.
Well, you can pick through them. There's a lot of players here. Simic is a good player, and Juric is a good player, and Biscan also plays. He plays with Bosnia, so they have a lot of international experience. They may not be names that are known all around the world. Rukavina certainly can play a bit, so they're going to be a big problem for Manchester United today.
David Beckham and Philip Neville are in the locker room, and they're getting ready to come out and get things started. Manchester United have home field advantage, but they have a ton of injuries as they take on Croatia Zagreb. Welcome back, everyone. The Champions League continues on ESPN. You're looking at Nikolai Levnikov of Russia. He's the man in the middle in charge of this match, and there's a new face. Michael Clegg. There'll be a few new faces on this Manchester United team that you'll see today because of the injuries. Along with Tommy Smith, I'm John Paul Della Camera. Manchester United ready to defend their title.
Oh, Mark Wilson, a good goal scorer. He was joint top goal scorer with the reserve team for Manchester United last year. But hey, this is a big step up. Imagine playing in the reserves of Manchester United. Now all of a sudden you're playing for Sir Alex Ferguson. That's right. Might add.
He was knighted during the off-season. Great stadium, great crowd, 8 degrees Celsius before we kick this one off. And we're underway with Manchester United in red and in the blue, Croatia Zagreb.
A little cold even for this time of the year around Old Trafford.
Jaap Stam will play it to the right. Henning Berg. And now it's picked off. Croatia Zagreb will take it over. Cvitanovic, number 17, plays it long. And it's headed right back to the keeper. That's Vandergouw starting in place of Bosnic, who was brought here to be the #1 goalkeeper, but it hasn't worked out that way.
Well, to say he's about 25 pounds overweight, and there's been a few problems. Taibbi was bought from Italy, but unfortunately for Manchester United, the Italian Federation didn't file the forms in time, so he can't play in the Champions League.
He can't play until the next round in, after January. February, I believe, was the first time he could play for them.
And he had an unbelievable game against Liverpool over the weekend when Manchester United won.
On the bench, a familiar name, number 10, Teddy Sheringham, who helped save the day last year in the final against Bayern Munich. On the opposite side, many players on this side that have had some World Cup experience. That goalkeeper was their backup, the number 3 in France '98.
Well, that's good news on the bench for them, because they thought Dennis Irwin was going to be out for a long time, JP, and he's back on the bench.
Into the box it goes for that header that's flashed wide of Vandergouw.
Well, that central defence, you got to feel, is going to be a little bit soft today with Yapstam and Henning Berg in there. Although Berg did play very well in the quarter-finals last year, it's not a position he's all that used to playing because he will generally operate in midfield.
Beckham sent it a long way across the field.
Well, there was huge doubts that Beckham was going to play today. They thought that he wouldn't play because he has a groin pull.
Last touchdown by Jurcic. Alex Ferguson look on. He didn't have that success in Europe until a year ago, and now he's done just about everything. He's won doubles, even won a triple. First time these two clubs have ever met. Ozzy Ardiles used to play in England and coached in England too, so this is a homecoming for him.
Well, he was very popular when he played with Spurs. That is, if you were a Spurs fan. If you were anybody else, you weren't. And he really broke open the floodgates because when he arrived with Villa from Argentina, they were the first two foreign players really to play in England. And look at it now. It's hard to find the Englishman in a lot of teams.
Clegg to Wilson. And that sounded strange, didn't it, for Manchester United? Clegg to Wilson. Those are not names that people at home will recognize because of all the injuries. There's Neville, but it's Philip who plays it long. His brother Gary out now, they say, for 2 months.
Yeah, he burst his abductor muscle. Not even sure you had one of those things. It takes the rest of the muscles hostage.
I'm not sure what it does. Right side for Beckham. And play on, says the Russian referee Levnikov.
Oh, Juric got a good piece of Beckham there and leveled him.
Croatia Zagreb with the ball in the 4th minute. If they're ever going to beat Manchester United, they know that this is a great time with all the injuries. And this is a good club besides. They were in the Champions League last year. From the right. This one comes inside and it's blocked. Berg. A long clearance and a foul is called on Tukic.
Well, you always figured this was going to be tough. I mean, this is a very, very tough team. As you said last year, they surprised everybody. They beat Celtic, Glasgow Celtic 1-0 and 3-0. That was a huge surprise.
Beckham with the ball in the 5th minute. Talked about all of their injuries, but Kozinecki is a key for Croatia Zagreb. He's out today with a muscle problem. The touchback picked off. York was trying to find Cole. They've got more than half of the team's goals this year so far in the Premier League. And the foul goes on Mark Wilson. Croatia Zagreb playing it back. Tomas to Svetanovic. Tukic.
I'm not sure whether Terry Sheringham is going to be very happy the fact that Wilson is playing in there, because you'd be more liable to slot Sheringham into midfield than you would be Wilson, wouldn't you? I mean, Sheringham could play in that hole behind Cole and York.
Cleared out of the back by Van der Gaal. They may want to keep Sheringham off just as a spark off the bench if they need it. See how it goes. Unless he's got an injury that we don't know about.
Oh, we'll give you a few more names on the bench. John Curtis and Jonathan Greening, two young players who have played very few games for Manchester United as well.
Muchin plays for Bosnia. And this one goes out of play. Throw-in coming up on the far side. Dwight York, great goal scorer, has got 5 this year. Last year, the great year in the Champions League with 8. Scholes keeps it on the ground. Push to the right for Beckham. David Beckham, one of the best crossers of the ball in the world now. He had Wilson pushing up right. Let's send it across instead. Giggs wanted a handball, won't get the call.
Well, Croatia Zagreb playing with 3 at the back really, but they're using 2 outside. They're using Satanovic on one side and Saric on the other side, and they pinch back and it becomes 5 at the back at times. Jurcic. Tomas.
to Stepan Thomas. And now to the middle it goes. Jurisic plays it right. Tokic, 24-year-old in his second year here, plays it forward. Back for Tokic. Jurisic, pass up the middle intended for Muchin. Here's Beckham again.
Well, Beckham certainly looks like he's okay. I don't see any effects on the way he's running out there.
Up in the wing it goes, and that ball went out. Juric got to it last. 36 years of age is Juric. He wears the captain's armband for Croatia Zagreb.
Well, he won a couple of championships with Red Star as well, so he has a lot of experience.
Biscan lost possession. It comes all the way back. Svitanovic chases with Dwight York. Trinidad and Tobago international. Back to Beckham. Here's a nice cross. Intended for Cole, but it goes out. And that's what Croatia Zagreb must be wary of. Those crosses to Cole.
Oh, Saras does a good job here as the ball is way back. Dwight York to Beckham. We remember that combination scoring last year in the Champions League, and nicely taken away by Saric.
In fact, that worked twice in the same game. Here's Beckham. That one's cleared away by Jurisic. A miss there from Giggs, or from Wilson, make it. And it's coming all the way back. Neville knocked it out. Philip Neville and his brother Gary playing together, not only for club but also for country. The first since the Charltons did it years ago. Pushing foul there, going against Ryan Giggs. Just saw him recently playing for Wales in those Euro 2000 qualifiers, and strangely enough, he wasn't playing on the wing.
No, it looked like they were going to have a chance to qualify, but then when Denmark beat Italy, that was the end of the story. Wales went out, so Giggs misses out on another big day.
Yep. Might be one of those great players that never played in a major championship, be it a World Cup or a Euro championship.
The amazing thing is his first international game was with an under-15 side for England, but then he decided that he was going to go for the team that his dad was a national, Wales. How England would have loved to have him, especially the way they're going now and the way Giggs is going. I mean, England could use him.
Here's Beckham. Rolling it right. And that's cleared away. Still going to belong to Manchester United. It's intended for York. Clegg on the throw-in. And Croatia Zagreb will just clear it out. Henning Berg on the throw-in. Jaap Stam, by the way, is wearing the captain's band today in place of the injured Roy Keane. And they will miss Keane's leadership and his bite in the midfield as well.
Oh, Jaap Stam got a couple of extra honours because he was chosen as the defender of the year in the Champions League. And Beckham was the player of the year and the midfielder of the year.
Offside flag is up on Andy Cole. 6 goals this year. Cole leads the Premier League. He's got 6. York's got 5. That's 11 of the team's 19.
Manchester United off to a very bright start in the Premier League. They're already 6 points clear at the top.
Up the wing, Croatia Zagreb will lose possession. Ozzy Ardiles, very familiar face and name among world soccer fans. And they know him very well here in England as well as in his native Argentina.
His 2 sons are big Manchester United fans. They're here today and he reckons they're going to be cheering for Manchester United.
Just not loudly, he hopes. Croatia Zagreb with the ball. Bad pass across. Beckham. Good ball to Cole. It's blocked away. That was great stuff for Manchester United, but they come up empty.
Well, I thought Beckham was going to shoot first time, but he decided not to.
What a bad giveaway, though, for Croatia Zagreb. Beckham's corner to the far side, headed toward goal. There was a whistle before that anyway for the push, but Drazen Ladic caught it anyway. Henning Berg was coming up.
What we're going to see as the corner kick comes across. Watch the push just on the outside. A little dunt on the back, and the keeper had it anyhow. 14 years he's played with this club, Laddish. Many games has he?
748 in the league.
That's an incredible amount of games, isn't it?
Croatia Zagreb looking for some space as they keep it on the ground. Now it's launched all the way across to the right side on the diagonal pass. Showing for the ball was Rukavina, but they'll bypass him, and instead, a mistake was made. They turn over possession.
Oh, this long ball dropped inside. Beckham takes it away, and Beckham squares it across. And look at this ball coming across. Tomic is the man who gets down on it.
Chelsea and Milan tomorrow. We'll have it live for you. Check your local listings for the time in your area. Bierhoff now has some company scoring goals. Shevchenko plays for Milan. He was one of the stars last year of the Champions League playing with Dynamo Kiev. Well, maybe game one of the Champions League, but these fans are in singing form. They're in the finals form, actually.
Did we say it was kind of cold here?
There were some fans from Croatia Zagreb, but I mean in general the Man U fans are in fine voice today. Giggs' pass is blocked. Look out here. From the left. That shot was blocked. Tokic gave it up. Jurisic clears. Ryan Giggs chasing back. Getting some help from Neville. Muchin. Good ball, right side. Daniel Saric. Nowhere to go. That's what happens when Jaap Stam comes in, but he fouled him.
Oh, Saric made a nice run at Jaap Stam, but Stam didn't let him around him, and he usually plays as a wing-back, this man. Today he's been pinched out on the outside, but been allowed to roam forward to compensate for the fact that he's been brought back so far.
That's Josip Simic, younger brother of Dario, who now plays for Inter. Ready to take this free kick, or at least one of two players who might take it. Simic lofts it inside. One player missed it, and the second one got to it, but Svitanovic sent it wide. He too is a younger brother of the famous player, Igor, the club's all-time scorer.
Well, you're going to see as this ball comes across, he has the right angle and everything, he just doesn't hit it very well. Look at him. Svitanovic, I don't know what he was doing turning around, but he did.
He may have got messed up with his own player, Thomas, right there. Off the intercept, back the other way. Croatia Zagreb. Rukavina. He'll hold and play through to the right. Muchin. Two players make runs in the box for Croatia Zagreb. This one comes out, and a foul on Croatia Zagreb. The scan. Coming through, making some contact. Beckham. 6 fouls in the game thus far. Oh, that was an elbow. I thought, yes. I thought they were going to call it the other way for a moment, but York did get the elbow up. What a gifted scorer Dwight York is, and he had a great year last year in the UEFA Champions League. Off a steal. Giggs played it through. Now it's pushed wide to the right. Perhaps too wide. But York does catch up to it. Beckham. Croatia Zagreb have to be careful. They've been guilty of a few bad passes in their own end. And Man U has turned it around on them, but they've still not scored. Scholes. Wilson tees it up. And that's over the bar. And Wilson's not afraid to shoot. We've seen him crack balls on a couple of occasions early on so far.
Oh, as we said, he played as a striker on the reserve team, and look, he gets himself into a beautiful position here. He's going for that top corner. He just flights it over the top. Good movement, good shot. Just needs a little bit more direction on it.
Long clearance from Croatia Zagreb. Beckham came back to win the ball. And that was cleared by Clegg. Holding going on here at Old Trafford in Manchester, England. You're watching this Group D match between Manchester United, the defending champions, and Croatia Zagreb with Tommy Smith. I'm John Paul Delacamera. This is a scoreless one. Manchester United have had some good possession deep in Croatia Zagreb's territory, but they've been unable to capitalize. The ball is kept rolling towards Muchin. Wilson after it. Good hard tackle. Biscan came back to win it. Cvetanovic. And it's lost by Croatia Zagreb out of play. Henning Berg played for Norway in World Cup '98. Pushes it across for Jaap Stam, who did likewise with Holland. Wilson. They'll try the long ball for Giggs, and Saric was there to knock it away. Manchester United will have a throw-in as Wilson will push forward. Giggs deadens it. Here comes the cross. It's lost and recovered rather well by Ladic, and a good thing.
Oh, Ladic used all those years' experience to bail himself out of trouble as this ball is played across, curls in on top of him. Look, knocks it up, and coming down on top of it, he almost let the ball get away. That would have been a disaster because he had Cole sitting on the doorstep waiting on it.
Coming back, Muchin making a run with Stam. Will make it Saric. Simic with Stam. And that went out.
Well, Simic almost took Henning Berg to the cleaners, but Jaap Stam got the right angle on him, cut across. Manchester United were in trouble. And when you look at Michael Silvestri played, Nicky Butt and Ronnie Walworth, they all played at Anfield Saturday. No, none of them are able to play tonight either. Ferguson said before the game he had really only 3 midfielders, senior midfielders, and one of them was a grind pull, Beckham.
Long pass into the box, played back dangerously. Well, that was fortunate by Thomas. Fortunate that Ladic was paying attention. I can't remember ever doing a game where a team had this many injuries coming in.
Well, realistically, you could count. He probably has 11. I mean, if you count all the players that's out of there.
Yeah. I mean, you've heard of games where some guys say they have this minor problem, that minor problem, but they play. But here, a lot of the guys just are not able to play. Rukavina, chased by York. Headed up by Biscan. Help was coming there from Saric. Igor Biscan, who's been playing for Croatia in the Euro 2000 qualifiers, knocks it down that right side. 16 is Simic. Biscan over the bar. Man is a converted defender. Good size there. Youth on his side too. Alex Ferguson leaning over. Has won 5 titles in the last 7 years with his team.
Well, you just look at some of the players he's missing, JP. Gary Neville and David May at the back come right away. Nicky Butt is not there as well. He's not in the lineup. And you know, Bloomquist is not available. Roy Keane's not available. I mean, the list just is endless, isn't it? Solskjaer's not available.
Should point out too that when we say 5 titles, I'm just talking Premier League. We're not talking about the cups, the fact that he's won the double, he's won the triple. It's been a marvelous run here for Ferguson.
Well, he has some big games coming up too. He's already starting to fret about this World Championship that he's playing in Brazil in January. He's afraid the weather's going to be a little too hot. And then, of course, he has a trip to Tokyo. He's got to take on Palmeiras in the World Club Championship. And there's been a lot of consternation because he's pulled out of the FA Cup. So there's a lot of things on Ferguson's mind, believe me.
Paul Scholes, played in World Cup '98. Now to Beckham. All the way to this near side, brought down. Thomas, blocked out by York. Throw-in coming up for Croatia Zagreb. 22nd minute. Cvetanovic. Muchin. that battle forward, and Croatia Zagreb will take it over with Jurisic. Houston lost it, but got it right back. From that far side of the field, players looking to get open. One of them is Jurisic, who plays it wide right. Croatia Zagreb with all of that passing, and then that last pass failed. They were looking for Rukavina. Neville was there defending. It's a throw in for Croatia Zagreb. To the right it comes. Now to the middle. And missing on it was Jurisic. Couldn't quite come around on it. And the call goes against Croatia Zagreb anyway.
Oh, he slid down through the middle. It's got to be a wake-up call from Manchester United.
The Wilson pass. Here's Scholes.
Well, Scholes is really out there to dictate the pace, much like Roy Keane, but I'm not sure that Scholes is just as strong a player as Keane just yet.
Pass was from York. Now to the far side.
York's a little unhappy with the service he's getting, so he's coming out to pick it up himself and try to do something.
It was deep for him compared to where we usually see him play. Good effort by Juric.
Oh, Juric, number 5 player, has done a good job of cutting out that middle and making sure that there's been no problems in it.
Yep, Stam will fire. You wouldn't have wanted to be the guy that blocked that shot. And especially to block it there.
Yeah, that would really affect a lot of your life in the future. Watch what happens to him here. Yep, Stam creams it. He's going to roll around for quite a while yet, believe me.
Juric is 36. He just turned 45 on that hit. Valencia and Rangers coming up on Wednesday. More Champions League coverage. Check your local listings for the time in your area. Rangers trying to do something in Europe after so much success in their own first division in Scotland.
Oh, that could be a good opportunity for them because Valencia are not going very well in Spain. They haven't won a game yet, so they're off form.
Oh, nice moves. Still by Beckham. And a foul. Foul on Jurisic. Free kick coming up.
Well, this could be a Beckham special from where the ball has been set down, and certainly was something special the way he comes across in front of the defenders, and he just gets nicked. Jurisic just catches him.
No, Beckham's okay.
Referee's explaining you don't hit this ball until I blow the whistle.
That's the goalkeeper Ladic, who retired after World Cup '98, but the president of the country asked him to return, and he did.
Oh, he's a big fan of this team.
When the president asks you to come back, I guess you got to at least think about it. It is Beckham. Off the wall it goes. Brought down. Scholes, all 5'7" of them.
Look at how many blue shirts are in the box.
Flat edge and a lot of pushing. I think two of the Manchester United players pushed each other, Cole and York.
It's that crowded in there, they just couldn't get out of one another's way.
Touch wide. And then a cross. It curls inside. One player up. Couldn't get a hold of that. Beckham was after it as well. Neville and Giggs. Not a Cole. Taking on a couple of defenders. It's blocked. He gets a favorable bounce. Pushes it back outside.
Well, Ardila said that he might put 10 in the box, but he's putting 7 in there anyhow.
That's a bad one. Paul Scholes let it go right through him.
Well, he was shooting before he controlled the ball, JP, and his mind made up what he wanted to do, and not a good idea. Croatia Zagreb have subs warming up already.
Manchester United in red, controlling the ball here. Henningberg. Very cautiously bringing it up. Clegg looks, bends it. Nice ball. Headed up and over. What a quality cross, though, that was to the smaller Scholes.
Well, that was all about timing. Scholes came racing down through the middle and got a head onto it. Beautiful ball, flighted right into him, and Scholes gets in front of his defender. Just missed the target. I think with the way things are today that Alex Ferguson wouldn't see it as a complete disaster if Manchester United drew. He would certainly see it as a disaster if they lose, no question about that.
Well, they'll be favoured in this group, which includes Marseille and Sturm Graz, who are playing each other today.
Well, Marseille would have to be favourites in that one, I would imagine. Marseille should be the biggest team in this group against Manchester United. Team who, but for a little bit of problems they had, could have been one of the biggest teams in Europe. They had a real good team that time when they won the Champions League.
Until the scandal. And Svitanovic says, where's the call? Manchester United with the ball. It is Beckham in the 29th minute. "24-year-old David Beckham, it seems like he's been around for years, and he has, but he started with his team so young as a teenager.
Well, they just keep bringing them through. This man came through, Clegg came through the system as well, and Wilson is the same. Both started here as trainees.
Ryan Giggs, capped 24 times by Wales. Good thing for Giggs that he does have the Champions League, because if he played on a bad club side, he'd never get to play in a lot of these big matches.
Well, Ferguson has really taken good care of him, brought him along. He's been like a dad to him. Ferguson signed him himself. Manchester City had a chance of signing Giggs, didn't do it.
They say that Ferguson first spotted Giggs when he was 14 years old.
That's having an eye for players,
yeah.
isn't it? Ferguson went to his house and signed him personally. Give his mom assurances that he'd take care of him, and he certainly did take care of him.
Giggs on the chase. He's not a great goal scorer, but I'll tell you what, he scored some big goals last year in the Champions League. Had 4 goals total, and some key ones in some clutch games.
Well, on his day, he can be one of the most dominant players in the world out on that left-hand side.
Croatia Zagreb with possession. Svitanovic hangs it up. 2 defenders are back, including Stam. He knocked it out for a corner.
Oh, Jaap Stam. 4 or 5 years ago, he's played in the Dutch 3rd division. Here he is now selected as the defender of the Champions League in 1998.
He's a very intimidating looking defender.
That's why I got my hair cut like that. Does it make me intimidating looking too?
No.
No, okay. I guess it only works for Jaap Stam.
You asked. Man U clears it out. And look at Cole's chase. Didn't help him. Muchin sends it inside. Manchester United will clear that one away. Here's Beckham. Zagreb picking up now the pressure, and they get a turnover for them. A weak shot was slightly deflected by Berg, and a favourable deflection at that to Van der Gaal.
Oh, Rukavina had a wonderful opportunity there. If he connects on the turnaround, he's in good shape.
Scholes played it back to Clegg. Give and go from Beckham. Clegg's cross deflects, and that was scary too, of Jursic. Any higher, and Ladic might have had to make his best save of the half.
Yeah, Ladic is lucky that the referee doesn't look upon it as being a back pass.
That's true. Cleared by Manchester United. Doesn't reach the opposite box. And here's Croatia Zagreb. Stam, look at how much pressure he's putting on Simic, and then he holds him besides for good measure.
Well, if he knows if he doesn't get involved in the play there, it's a long way back into his position.
from Old Trafford in Manchester, England. Watching Manchester United and Croatia Zagreb. That's Teddy Sheringham on the sidelines warming up. There's no score in this one. Might we see Teddy soon?
Well, it's certainly very possible, because I'm not sure that Wilson has been as effective as perhaps he should be. I know he's got a bit of training. He was with Wrexham on loan, got some games under his belt.
Beckham from the corner. Punched down one-handed by Ladic. Svitanovic tries to help him. Two players missed that, including Biscan. Leg came flying through. Now it's cleared. Flag was up. Andy Cole looking on in the 33rd minute.
Well, we're going to see where the offside allegedly was made. Look at that. There's no way anybody is offside on that field.
At least level, you would think. Jursic all the way across to the left. Svitanovic, 24-year-old defender, midfielder, former under-21 international. We'll put the brakes on here. Jursic. This one's deflected. And it's cleared. Cole, the touchback. Manchester United now feeling the pressure from Croatia Zagreb. Released to Clegg. Wilson with the attempted long ball. It's not long enough. He's dead in there. And the pass from York was blocked.
It just becomes a blue wall, doesn't it? Everybody comes back into the defensive end.
Philip Neville sending it in toward the box. It never makes it.
And we've seen it in the past with Manchester United. These are the kind of games they have a tough time winning. They have a tough time breaking down defenses that just stack up and put a line across that 18-yard line.
Svitanovic. Jursic. Rukavina played it wide. Neville defending on that side. Got a foot to it. Into the air. It's played back by Scholes to Fandergaard. Fandergaard for now trying to fill the vacated shoes of Peter Schmeichel, who went to Sporting.
Well, it was a big decision that Ferguson had to make today. I mean, they signed Bosnich. They got him free transfer. They pay him £25,000, about $40,000 a week. I think he's on a hiding to nothing, because they can just let him go just as easily.
Yeah. And right now they're pretty high on Taibbi, the guy they just signed from Italy. But again, he's not eligible for this part of the Champions League, this signing period. But towards the end of January, you can bring other players on. Ozzy Ardiles, was he ever gifted with the ball in his playing days? Scholes across the way. Giggs from Philip Neville. And he has a little room. Rukavina goes over there to defend. Kept in play. Ladic. One hand on that ball, and then Scholes sent it over.
Well, Scholes seen the net empty for just a moment, because Ladic comes across. He's very, very strong. He doesn't mind pushing you out of the way to get to the ball. Watch this ball as it curls away from him. He pushes through, and he just pushes Cole out of the way, but he's out of position.
Biscan plays it back. You got to marvel at the Old Trafford chorus. It's an intimidating place for an opponent to play in. Part of the reason is the crowd. Here's a chance, perhaps. Biscan pulls it back. Muchin. Jursic. Not a good enough touch, and the flag went up.
Well, Jursic has been open coming down through the middle, JP, on a number of occasions. That time, I'm thinking he was trying to direct the ball into the corner of the net himself. Simic was inside all right, but he's in an offside position. Couple of nice moves out of the wing, but here comes Jursic down the middle. Watch what he does. He tries to direct the ball in, no question about it. Simic was offside.
He was close, but he was off. Spanish football is coming your way live on Saturday. We've got Real Madrid versus Deportivo La Coruña. Check your local listings for your time in your area. That's for our Latin American audience only. Roberto Carlos playing for Real Madrid. And the new signing in Elka.
Is he playing or talking?
Both. This one's blocked to the far side. I think he can afford to do both with that contract. Talking in Elka, that is. Left side, Cvitanovic. All the way across. Headed out by Neville.
Well, Neville wasn't taking any chances. That ball came curling across him. He wasn't sure where everybody was, and he just decided to knock it behind for the corner kick. Good pressure here for the last 10 minutes now for Croatia Zagreb.
He looked back to Fanagon as if to say, you didn't call anything, but it's got to be hard to communicate with a crowd as loud as this and as close to the field as they are here at Old Trafford.
Especially when you're used to playing in front of a goalkeeper that was as loud as Peter Schmeichel. I mean, he would make himself heard.
Yeah, I think they heard him.
If he didn't, he went out and caught you by the ear and told you what he wanted to tell you.
You did hear Schmeichel. I'll give you that. Beckham. All the way across. Clegg. Now Wilson. You wonder if when Wilson was dribbling before, he looked up and saw Sheringham warming up.
Yeah, he wouldn't feel too good about that.
I mean, whether it happens or not, you would assume that that would be who Sheringham was up for. Giggs. York. And it's not going to go for York. It was just slightly behind him. Slightly off target. He didn't hit it as well as he would have liked.
Well, you're going to see he does get a good touch onto it. Does well here. Giggs gets in at the back, and when he slips it across, watch York. He's got into the position. Keeper was helpless. I mean, if that ball's on target, it slips just inside of the net. Let's look at it from the reverse angle. Ball coming across, and he just flicks it through. Nicely done.
40th minute. Still scoreless between these two clubs. Manchester United in red. Croatia Zagreb in blue. Giggs comes back to help. Clegg. Nice attempt by York to make a dummy run for Cole, but instead Viscon brings it back for Croatia Zagreb. From the halfway line, they'll work on possession. Saric. Viscon. All the way back in the Croatia Zagreb end. Juric to Jursic. Tokic. Tokic all the way to this near side. Manchester United now trying to put on some pressure in the air. Berg lost that aerial battle. Played all the way across. Neville. 22-year-old Philip Neville, like his brother Gary, signed a long-term deal about a year ago. It was for some 7.5 years, they said. Found it's going to be called up Croatia Zagreb.
Oh, Beckham has said that he wants to be a Manchester United player for life. He doesn't want to go anyplace else. The only question hanging over Manchester United and their fans nowadays is Roy Keane. Where will Roy Keane be next year? Will they give him the money or won't they?
Some say he may want to go to Italy. Try his luck there. A lot of rumors at this stage. Rukavina plays it back. Jursic. 42nd minute now. Deadlocked at 0. Jursic, who played 3 games at the last World Cup for Croatia, finds Cvitanovic. Back for Jursic. lot of these players with Croatia Zagreb have been on this team for the last several years, which means they've won 4 straight titles together.
Well, they're a very compact team, and they're very comfortable with the ball on the ground. Tokic's a great story. He's actually born in Bosnia, but he decided to declare for Croatia.
On the long ball, Biscan chased by Wilson. He got around him. Biscan looks for the open man, and if that were not deflected, you had a player busting right down the middle, wide open.
Well, Henningberg made a nice play here because Rukavina had come right down through the middle. He started off in the center of the box. He looked like he was going to go out, and instead he cut back in again. Henningberg did the job.
It's a great play. He'll end up giving up a corner, but many times that ends up as an own goal.
It wasn't such a good play on the part of Wilson. He just let him cut around him.
Biscan was waiting, and instead a teammate cuts it off. It's deflected out. Still scoreless. Croatia Zagreb putting on some pressure now. They get another corner. Coming up at halftime, we'll recap all of the day's activities on a busy match day 1, plus our first half highlights. No goals yet, but maybe before it's over and the flag goes up.
Oh, that's just such an unfortunate call on players. You know, you take the corner kick and you don't get yourself, don't scurry back out, and all of a sudden the ball is played back to you and you're offside. I think it's a little bit unfair.
57-year-old Sir Alex Ferguson. He's really had a mix and match for this game today with so many injuries. Here's Beckham. And Beckham plays the long ball. That almost got through. York. And that's a bad ball. York thought that the support was closer to him than it was in Neville. Tackled from behind by Giggs, but he got the ball. Giggs can't turn. We're in the final minute. We'll see how much stoppage time is put on here, but it shouldn't be much at all.
Oh, I wouldn't think there should be much more than a minute.
Just trying to remember if the play ever stopped for any injury. Here's a chance coming up. Wilson played it through in the 45th minute. A lot of firepower in this team. In the Premier League, 19 goals in just 7 games. Clearance by Croatia Zagreb as the first half draws to a close. Throw in for Svitanovic. Went to the near side. We are in stoppage time. Manchester United get a hold of this. Yaps down. Left side, Philip Neville.
Clegg just nailed somebody off the ball, JP, before that. He was looking for Clegg to get a card. That's dangerous playing a game like this. It's dangerous playing any game, but especially in a big game, you get down 10 men with a whole half to play.
Josic. That might be it, and it is. First half comes to a close. Some pretty good up and down play. Manchester United looked like the more dangerous side, but Croatia Zagreb more than held their own in the first half.
Oh, no question about it. They played very well, and Manchester United, neither team had any really good scoring opportunities.
So the first half ends up scoreless as Manchester United and Croatia Zagreb kick off their portions of the UEFA Champions League. Welcome back, everyone, to the second half of this Group D matchup between Manchester United and Croatia Zagreb with Tommy Smith and John Paul Della Camera. See if either of these teams make any changes for the start of the second half. If you're Manchester United, there's not a whole heck of a lot you can do in the way of changes because of all the injuries that they have suffered, but they still have Teddy Sheringham, who was warming up near the end of the first half. Croatia Zagreb taking the second half kickoff in the blue uniforms, and they will play it wide to the right. And they'll keep possession. Out of the back. Pressure on here from Manchester United. No subs for either team at the start of this second half. Saric plays it back. Scholes was doing the defensive chasing. Played across now by Saric, wide to the left side. Cvitanovic against Beckham. Played it back, but no one made the run. And instead, Paul Scholes will touch. Scholes looks wide. There is David Beckham. And he went down a little bit. May have caught his boot in the turf.
Oh, David Beckham hasn't looked at all good out there. After the first 15 minutes, JP, he slipped out of the game. I mean, he was involved for the first 15 minutes, but we've seen very little of him thereafter.
Now the whistle blows again. Alex Ferguson bundling up. Cold day at Old Trafford. Nothing like a goal or two, though, for his side to warm him up, I'm sure. But forget goals. Shots have been tough to come by today. Throw-in coming up for Manchester United.
Well, certainly Manchester United not showing the kind of form that you would expect to show if you were going to win a Champions League. Been a very uninspired display by Manchester United.
And Beckham will have a throw-in. Simic chased by Giggs. Decent ball on the left. And now the cross inside. One miss. And Rukavina will put some pressure on. Trying to get at that ball. Instead, it's cleared out.
Oh, Neville took the ball and looked like he was in deep trouble. Rukavina was standing right behind him, but Neville did very well to cut around the corner and clear it.
Saric. And off a block. It's taken over. Giggs.
Another man that hasn't shown us any of his patented runs down along that left wing has been Ryan Giggs.
Henningberg. Intended for York. Instead it comes back to Berg. He's played in 2 World Cups for Norway. 94, 98.
Well, Clegg gave it away there without any pressure.
Rukavina. Right sideline for Saric. Nice couple of moves and fakes. He'll play it across. Jursic broken up. Scholes leads York. Push back to Beckham. And Beckham walks it up. He's been here, David Beckham, since 1991 as a trainee.
Well, if he has his way, he says he'll be here for the rest of his life. He loves it so much at Old Trafford. Sporting a little tash this year, which he didn't have before.
That's new. The wife is fairly new. Daughter, right?
Yeah. His lifestyle has really changed. A young man maturing now and settling down.
Ryan Giggs coming back and winning the ball. Another guy that's been around forever, yet he's still 25 years old. And this one's going to get away. Manchester United look ragged today, as you might have expected. Yes, they're the defending champions. Yes, it's still a talented side, but so many players have been out injured. It's been tough to train, let alone get together for a game.
And you know, when you look at what Croatian football has achieved over the last couple of years, finished 3rd in the World Cup this time around, and they've produced a lot of good players. They're in a dogfight with Yugoslavia and the Republic of Ireland right now in Euro 2000. They're sitting in 3rd spot, Yugoslavia on top, Ireland 2nd. Football in Croatia has they've received a huge injection. I mean, Croatia's a very good footballing nation, believe me.
Austric Split was the #1 team, but now this Croatia Zagreb side have taken over there. Philip Neville holds. Long ball, York touching back for Cole. Not much combination work between those two today. Into the box it comes. And that's cleared away. They were looking Scholes' way.
Well, Scholes has been used mostly as the attacking midfielder, bursting his way into the box. They're using Clegg as the defensive midfielder. But I still think you missed a bite of the big Irishman in the middle, Roy Keane. I think that's their biggest loss. I'm not even sure how Manchester United can be contemplating. I mean, they're talking about buying Rivaldo and letting Keane go. But I mean, how much can you get for Keane? They're talking about 60 million for Rivaldo. I mean, they're talking about it. They don't want to break the bank because of salary, but you're breaking the bank because of a transfer fee. What's the difference?
If Rivaldo gets transferred, that will be a new transfer fee record, whatever it is. You can be assured of that. Muchin plays it back. Here's Biscan. Couldn't get past Jaap Stam, but you can say that about a lot of players. Look at Stam. He's just so big and powerful, but he's quick too. Sometimes people forget that.
Well, you know, he got a real hard time when he got to Old Trafford first. People said, hey, he's not quick enough, he's not fast enough. And there were a lot of them, a lot of detractors. But let me tell you, he's much quicker than you imagine. I would hate to have to try running around him for a living.
Berg steps in, can't win the ball. Croatia Zagreb off that deflection from Scholes, who fights hard. Scholes is so pesky out there. He helps to strip that ball away to York. Now to Beckham. An ambitious cross. Giggs got to it once. Can't get it a second time. Neville sends it all the way back. Henningberg holds. And that's blocked. And it's coming all the way back. Jaap Stam. Neville. And he's being chased all the way back. Philip Neville, a part of the Euro 96 squad, not a part of World Cup 98 like his brother was. Giggs is tripped. He wants a card given. But the Russian referee, Levnikov, is yet to give a card.
Well, once he makes the turn here, he's taken down by Saric. Daniel Saric catches him.
Beckham or Giggs will take this.
In-swinger or out-swinger, depends on what you want. In-swinger.
And it's Beckham. Coming out was Ladic. There was a lot of traffic there.
Oh, Ladic nailed his own man coming out on that ball. That's one of the problems that's happening inside. There is so much traffic when Croatia Zagreb gets so many players back behind the ball. They're just crowding out that goal area.
Wilson gets called on that last play. Here's Croatia Zagreb. Pushed wide. They want the flag up, and Jaap Stam had, I guess, his imaginary flag up before the referee's assistant did. Spanish football comes your way for our Latin American audience only on Sunday. Check your local listings for the time in your area at Celta Vigo and Rayo Vallecano. Manchester United's chance, it was there, but Giggs didn't get off a great shot. Right at the goalkeeper too.
Well, that is standing exactly in the right spot. You're going to see Giggs, and he makes a nice turn around here, runs back onto the ball. He has a defender on front of him, Juric, but he gets the shot off, but not a good one.
Scholes. Couple of fakes, couple more. Sends it across. Berg to the right. Wilson. It rolls through. And just as Scholes is ready to try to tee it up or get a touch to it, Ladic pounced on it, took it right off his foot.
Oh, that was a brave save by Ladic. I mean, you're staring at Booth right in the head there. Watch this. Wilson feeds the ball through. Nice ball through the middle. Takes a touch, but look at the keeper come out, and he robs Scholes.
That aerial battle was won by Manchester United. Here's Neville. And it's knocked out. Another throw-in coming up for the Red Devils. They've won 12 national championships, 10 national cups. They've won the double a couple of times under Ferguson alone, and the triple last year. Look at the jersey pulling there.
Well, it was incredible that the two teams who were in the Champions League final last year actually had a chance to travel, because Bayern Munich had a chance of it too. All they came away with winning was the championship, because they were beaten in the cup, and Manchester United beat them in the Champions League.
Yapstam, there was the speed we talked about. He got there and won the ball, but he fouled.
Saric was the man who was facing down the field, and Yapstam is, look at that, he's 2 strides behind him already. He catches up with him, and they're saying he pushed off a little bit.
57th minute, that's 19 fouls now in this match. No cards. This cross, it's one of the few times the ball's been this deep in Van der Gauw's end in this half.
Well, they're trying to beat Philip Neville in the air. Biscan trying to slip in behind him, but Philip Neville has done a pretty good job out there, although he's given away a couple of corner kicks.
8 corners total. 5th one for Croatia Zagreb. All the way across. Jurisic, Scholes. Oh, Giggs ran into his own man. And Croatia Zagreb are back with it. Right sideline. Rukavina. Stopped by Wilson. Giggs came over as well. The cross is headed away, not out. Long shot was blocked. York. Cut off by Juric. That's Goran Juric playing it up. Juric now holds. The captain was a member of that World Cup '98 squad, but he didn't play back in France '98.
Well, he has some career with Celta Vigo, but believe me, they're saying he's in the twilight of his career. The way he's playing today, you would never know it. He is really tough in the middle of that defense.
All the way back it comes. And Van der Gauw with an easy touch to Berg. Long ball towards York. Thomas defends. There's Dwight York. They got him from Aston Villa. This is his second year with Manchester United. Inside it comes, and now it's cleared. Off a block of Cole. And now cleared upfield. Croatia Zagreb looking on the run. It's Biscan. He chested it down, nearly handled it. Yapstam said he did handle it. Rukavina on the ball. And that's a weak one. Was it tipped? Nope.
Well, once again, Yapstam intercepts the ball as it comes down. Once you get down the middle of that defense, the one thing you're sure of coming across is Yapstam.
And without Dennis Irwin back there and Gary Neville, he's going to cover even more ground today.
Yeah, and he's got to provide the leadership, make sure that everybody toes the line back there.
Cole coming back. Beckham.
Beckham has practically been invisible here in the second half.
Give and go does not get through. And Biscan cleared it in the first row of seats. From Old Trafford, we hope you're enjoying ESPN's continued coverage of the UEFA Champions League. Match day 1. This match better than halfway over. It was 0-0 at halftime. And now here in the 60th minute, it's still 0-0. Philip Neville, too slow on that pass. Picked up though and shot in. Stopped easily by Ladic.
Well, that was a pretty difficult save on the keeper, because I think it takes a little bit of deflection on the way in.
On the chase, this one is deflected out. Andy Cole was over there on the near side. And we're going to see a substitution. Sheringham for Wilson. That's something you speculated might happen earlier. It's happening now.
Well, I figured that was the only move he could make. And Wilson, I wasn't at all impressed with the way he played out there today. I know he's a youngster. This is a big day for him and everything else, but
I agree with you. But the one ball that he sent through, Scholes almost got it. Could have been the game. But other than that, that's been it. This guy, though, can do it as a starter or coming off the bench.
Well, Teddy Sheringham is already telling everybody where they should be out there. I mean, it's possible that he may go with just the 3 strikers, or may drop Sheringham in behind. I'm not sure exactly what he'll do with him.
Beckham curled that one wide. Thought he saw Laddic cheating a little bit and thought he could get it around him.
Oh, I see Scholes drops it across. Beckham was on the run. He said, hey, let me have a go at this.
See, he had just looked up too, so he must have seen Laddic away from the line. Clegg. Beck. Not high enough. Passes today from Manchester United, not high enough or not long enough. Something wrong with quite a few of them. Time Cole and Beckham ran into each other. Scholes knocks it back. That's well done to keep possession. To Clegg. Scholes. Sheringham. His first touch. Not bad. Got it through. Giggs. Cleared away. Giggs was busting down the middle. The crowd is alive and well.
Good combination there. Sheringham starting, setting it up, and Cole almost fed it through to Giggs running through.
Neville all the way across, and Biscan clears.
Well, Clegg is really coming up deep on the outside of Beckham now, forcing Beckham into midfield.
Neville came in hard there. No call was made. Here it comes inside. And then a wicked shot that got away from Teddy Sheringham. His first touch wasn't bad at all, but the second one failed miserably on the shot.
He could have been a real hero there. Imagine scoring a goal after coming on like that. But we're noticing that Beckham is pushing much more into midfield now than he was earlier in the game, trying to get himself involved in the game. That's allowing Clegg to come up on the outside, something that he hadn't done a lot of. He had pushed into midfield a lot, but he hadn't pushed up along the wing.
The cross from Croatia Zagreb. That one needed to be higher as well. Beckham avoided that hospital tackle. 63rd minute. Scholes looked behind him quickly. Almost gave it away there. Giggs sends it wide off his left-footed touch. York has no room because of Thomas. He does have a throw-in. This one gets through, no flag. A chance for Cole. What a save by Laddic. That was all power. And it may have just hit him instead of a great save. But he did stop. Cole again. Can't get through. And it goes out. I mean, Laddic had the angle covered, but that was a blast.
Oh, it was a blast from Cole, but he hit it right at the keeper. I mean, I think it hit the keeper. I don't think the keeper knew a whole lot about it, JP, but it hit him. Beckham. It stays up forever, and Stam headed it wide. That's where he's very dangerous, too. Well, he knows if he gets the free header like that, he should get it on target. He didn't get it on the target. Cavino lost it. Croatia Zagreb played a very poised first half. They've not had as much possession here in the second half. They're letting it get away from them. They must recapture some of that poise. You wonder, can they defend like this for the rest of the way? Well, Jaap Stam is such a big man coming forward. If you let him get free, look at this. Nobody picked him up. Here's the header. He should have done better. He should have got it on the target. He was free, but you're going to see Cole shot inside. This is the one I think he hits off the goalkeeper. Look at all the net he has to shoot at. Oh, the keeper does well. The keeper does well. I take it back. The keeper stuck the foot out, and Cole took a nice shot, but the keeper made a brilliant save. Good reflexes from Laddic, who turns 37 in January during the Champions League. Off that foul, will there be a card? Just a verbal warning? Nope. Well, that was interesting. Muchin looked like he was trying to not let the referee take the card out. Well, you're going to see why he gets the card. Slides tackle very, very late, takes Beckham out of it. Well, that's one way to try to avoid a card. Make sure the referee can't present it, but you're asking for more trouble.
That's the first booking. And deserved on that challenge from behind. Mladic knows the capabilities of Beckham from there. It is Beckham's strike. That's deflected and caught. Those deflections are so scary for a goalkeeper.
Well, it took some of the sting out of it, the deflection. Keeper's drifting over into the right place, and he just makes sure it doesn't go in.
If that's deflected the other way, that's a goal. He's caught.
Oh yeah, there would have been no way back.
Neville. 67th minute. It stays up in the air. Look out here. Blocked. Sheringham was busting through. Try to get a goal or a corner kick out of it.
Oh, the ball is knocked down and Sheringham has it right into his path. Look at this.
We're going to see a substitution. Mikic, number 14, will replace Simic. So Simic leaves. Mihail Mikic comes on. Under 18 international. He's been here with his club for a couple of years.
Oh, he had some time in the under-18 European Championship. This man, as I say, is the next one off the conveyor belt.
That Sheringham shot, by the way, was not deflected.
That was just a bad shot, and that's two of them now that Teddy has had since coming on.
I thought the defender got a touch, or slight touch, but he didn't. 68th minute. But Manchester United have picked up the pace here in the second half. They're might unlucky that they haven't scored. Mladic has come up big, and then they've missed chances on their own too. But the ball hasn't been in Van der Gauw's half of the field very often in the second half.
Well, they're trying to turn the screws a little bit tighter here. They're trying to find their way through that defense. That to me looked like a handball, but the referee said no.
Croatia Zagreb looking. He's looking for one good chance. One good chance might decide this game. The way it's going here, 68th minute without a goal. Trying to hold up the runs, but it didn't work. For Croatia Zagreb and Mikic. We're going to see another sub. 6 offside calls so far today, 4 on the visitors. Coming back, Manchester United. Can't get a decent shot off there. Buildup was on the bench.
They're trying to walk the ball into the net now. Giggs should have shot that ball a long time before he was blocked down.
Manchester United have made the one sub. Croatia Zagreb made one, and they're expecting to make another. Buildup was over there by the 4th official moments ago. Philip Neville. Now it's almost clear, but there's a foul called off of that contact. Croatia Zagreb asking for a card. Muchin said, I got one. Well, why not him?
Why doesn't Scholes get one? It looked like a pretty dangerous play, all right. Muchin's coming off, is he? Yeah.
Muchin will leave unless somebody else was on the sideline. Mumlik should come on, and that's the deal. So Mumlik comes on. He came to this club in the summer of '99. Former national team player in the mid-1990s. He is 26 years old.
Well, he played with Vartex when they got to the quarter-final of the European Cup Winners' Cup, so he has a good experience in Europe.
We should have another good one for you tomorrow. Olympiacos and their new signing Giovanni taking on Real Madrid, and their new signing Anelka. You've got Raul and that factor as well. Roberto Carlos. Real Madrid won the European Cup just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it just seems like a long time ago, doesn't it? I mean, they really had a tough time last year and then put in a great late run and got themselves into a good position in Spain's second.
70th minute, and the Beckham cross was too long. Neville was the intended target, coming up from his left back spot. Saric. On a stint in Spain and Portugal. And on the referee's whistle, they've lost possession. Scholes will put it back in play. Manchester United, better touches, better possession this half, and better scoring chances, but still no goals.
Well, that's the thing that'll concern Alex Ferguson. To have the chances, didn't put them away.
Well, it's a plus with all of his injuries because they've not allowed a goal, but they still have a lot of their firepower up front. They just haven't scored. I think that goes back partially to the Keane factor and his injury as being a key one. Plus, the runs from the back from the players like Irwin and Gary Neville have helped out the offense. That's missing today.
Well, it's much easier to mark Dwight York when you push him out on the wing the way he's been pushed out here, and Tomas has done a good job on him. You know, you don't have anybody coming penetrating, so there's no help for either Cole or York. But having said that, Sheringham has had a couple of opportunities since coming on. One of them he should have buried.
Another frustrating pass from Manchester United. Mikic was open, but they don't find him. Now it's Mumlik with a pass to Mikic. Mikic is only 19 years old, so they're bringing in some of the younger players now in the fresh legs. Chance to play at Old Trafford. It's got to be a thrill, especially for someone that's a teenager. Now if you're Croatia Zagreb, what a start to the Champions League. On the road against the defending champions, and you still may come away with a point here. Certainly you do if this result stands. And you actually have a chance to win it too. That would be even bigger for them. Long shot goes wide of Van der Gaal.
Oh, when you look at it from Croatia Zagreb's point of view, I mean, they're under really no pressure coming in here today. Everybody expected we're going to get a hiding. And they're in the game, very much in the game, and have a chance to get 3 points out of here.
Here at Old Trafford in Manchester, England. You're watching this Group D match. Only the yellow card on Muchin. In terms of a game summary, there has been no scoring. But in the second half, it's certainly been a much more active half, especially for Manchester United. They've had a lot of opportunities. Nicely done by York. Playing it across. Scholes lost the ball at the very end.
You see how many blue shirts descended on Scholes as he went through there. There were at least 7 of them. I mean, this team gets players back behind the ball so quickly, and they just don't give you any space at the back.
It's like a police escort. Beckham.
Yeah, the police don't generally rob you in a situation like that. But
some countries. Here's the cross inside. We're looking for York. 74th minute. Still no score. Here's the last attempt for Manchester United.
Oh, Beckham tries to chip the keeper, tries to chip it in off the outside of his foot. That was never going to be on.
Scholes sends it wide, far side. Tomas is over there on the wing. Cole gets called for that foul. He won't agree.
Cole figures that Tomas put his head down a little bit too low, and that's why he nearly got nailed. The referee said, I'll do the calling around here.
24 fouls total. There's the Ardiles on the bench. Croatia Zagreb's ball, 75th minute. Remains scoreless. All the way back, Croatia Zagreb defending and winning it. Rukavina stopped it with Scholes defending. It's pushed wide, left side. Mumlik left it there at the byline for this cross. Not high enough, but there was room. There was room there too. Shot in wide of Van der Gaal.
Oh, you're going to see the ball coming across inside. An opportunity here, but Manchester United in a bit of trouble, but they get out of it.
We're going to see a substitution with play. Michael Clegg will be coming out. And coming in, Quinton Fortune. South African national team player, 22 years old.
Oh, Clegg, I guess for his debut in the Champions League, like he played today, didn't play all that badly. But he wasn't a factor. He was no factor coming up on the attack.
This ball is cleared by Croatia Zagreb. And pushed back to go forward. And here they come. The long strike cleared away by Amstam in the 77th minute. Jersic. Tomas played it wide. Iskan. Good possession here for the men in blue. Now some pressure's put on. Oh, it was almost deflected by Cole. He would have been able to walk it in. Scholes. Giggs. Neville. Give and go doesn't work. York was denied on that pass. This one's going to be blocked out for a corner.
Well, Neville has now switched over onto the right-hand side to replace Clegg over there.
Manchester United have just drawn level with Croatia Zagreb in terms of the corners. 5 apiece. Beckham is getting ready, but there's a conversation going on with the referee, and now we'll see the corner. Beckham struck it low near side. Sheringham couldn't get around on it. Get a defender on him. Here's Scholes. He'll hold and chip. Inside, great shot, but it's headed wide. Henningberg didn't miss by a whole heck of a lot.
Well, he scored a couple of key goals for them last year on the run for the championship, and Henningberg here almost comes up the hero. What an important goal this one would have been. Just flashes it wide of the post, makes a good diving effort to get in onto the edge of the ball. Did well, did really well for a defender coming up like that.
That's Ferguson looking on a 0-0 match. Iskan. Looks, plays back. Switch to the far side.
What he's done now is he's gone to 3 at the back. He has Henningberg in the middle, and he has Yapstam on the outside on the left.
Look out there. Fortunately, a bad touch by Rukavina saved Manchester United. Batted upfield. Jersic. Nice stop and turn. Pass in a wing. Too much hesitation. It gave Neville the ball. Tomas and Beckham. Ouch. That was a tough hit. And Beckham.
Well, Beckham's lucky to get away with it. He was lucky to get away with a stamp against Liverpool on Saturday. It's a side of Beckham that's starting to show that.
It's sort of an ugly side, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is a kind of an ugly side. I mean, that's not generally in Beckham's game, but it's something that he's starting to do a lot of now. Once a game, he got away with one there.
80th minute. Still a scoreless match between these two sides. We joined us late. The real storyline, Manchester United coming in with some 11 players injured. Some of them have dressed despite the minor injuries. In fact, Dennis Irwin was listed as being available for duty, but no one expects him to play. But so many others scratched from the lineup, including Roy Keane, their captain.
Well, Manchester United really stunting at the back now. Quinton Fortune, who's on the ball now, is pushing up on the left side, pushes through the midfield, and Stam comes out to cover the position that he just left, with Henningberg sliding into the middle. So there's a lot of movement at the back for Manchester United.
Fortune broken up.
Now Fortune's completely out of the play. See Giggs coming back, but you see where Yapstam was coming out. He goes back into the middle now.
Good run by Mumlek, but he couldn't continue it. because of Giggs' defensive work. Giggs will come back and track for you. Here's Sheringham against Thomas. Went inside of him.
Nobody in support, but Manchester United doing a little bit too much stunting. They're getting caught.
Rukavina in the 81st minute. Croatia Zagreb must play smart here too, because sure they could sneak a win here if they could get a goal, but they've worked hard for 80-plus minutes. They're now looking at least a point here, and they want to make sure they don't lose that.
Oh, the way they're playing, they deserve a point, that's for sure.
If they could get at least a point, Ozzy Ardiles can feel good about his squad coming in here.
Well, Ardiles and Quinton Fortune have something in common. Fortune came to England to play with Spurs originally and didn't get a work permit. Of course, that's where Ozzy Ardiles spent all those golden years.
York lifts it off the woodwork. There was a look of hopelessness on the goalkeeper Ladin. She knew the ball was by him, but he didn't know if it was going to hit inside the goal, off the woodwork, or wide.
Well, that's obviously the closest anybody has come today.
Ladin just knew he wasn't going to get that ball. Sheringham lifts it. Too far. I think York misjudged that more so than the ball being off target.
Well, York is so quick with those feet. Look at this. He's getting a little bit of a push here. The crowd are rising to him. They know what's happening. The keeper said, no, please. And it comes back off the crossbar. Oh, it's ever so close. York getting a little bit of pull. He gets it onto that left full. That would have been a brilliant strike, wouldn't it?
Nearly a postage stamp goal. Here's Fortune with a cross, headed out. Scholes on the touchback. Yapstam. Berg. Philip Neville. And Beckham may have gotten a dose of his own medicine from earlier. In the 83rd minute. Foul was called though.
Beckham's been spoken to by the referee. Similar situation, remember in the World Cup when Beckham got put off in a situation like that, when he was tackled like that, he threw out the foot. This time he didn't do it, so maybe he has learned. Simeone.
Yes, painful lesson. Beckham strikes. And that one was knotted wide. There were three people there. I'm not sure who actually got to that ball.
Somebody knocked Yapstam down, and that takes a bit of doing, believe me. Before the ball went in there, Yapstam having a chin wag with the referee, not agreeing with what happens. Watch Yapstam. If you see him come through your picture, you're going to see him go down as he comes through. Well, you have to take my word for it, but he is. There he goes down. See him? Maybe it was his own man that knocked him.
Well, then Berg ran into York as well. That's why it was tough to follow. Here is Scholes. Kept on the ground. Giggs blocked. Rukavina, 84th minute. Biscan took a knock there, but he lost possession. On Wednesday, we invite you to join us for Gold ESPN Football Extra. Check your local listings for the time in your area. Giggs.
That'll show you all the goals from the Champions League, all the great football in the Champions League. If you've missed any of it, that's the way to catch up to it.
Might not be able to show you any from this game. 0-0 still, deflected out.
Handball, no.
Well, that's what they're looking for. That's what they won't get. Two players are down, Neville and Juric.
Oh, there's a show of sportsmanship, isn't it? Let's see what happens here. Neville is going to pull on the ball. Oh, it looks like the inside hand deflected the ball. Oh, very close.
Did you think intentional?
Well, I'm not sure whether intentional. He's saying it came off the side of his jaw. I'm not sure I buy that story.
No, I thought it was off his hand, but I didn't think it was intentional. I wonder what that fan thought.
He thought it was intentional. You can tell just what he said.
Corner kick coming up for Beckham. 86th minute. Beckham drives it right to the middle. Berg has got his head to how many balls today, would you say, in the middle? Quite a few.
Practically anything that he's gone for in the corner situations, and if he hasn't got to them, Jaap Stam has. They've dominated there, but they haven't forced the keeper into any good saves. Look at the mass of humanity in that box.
You know, it's tough to win those balls with 6-7 people contesting them at the same time. Now, Manchester United hope that they get 3 points today, at the very least get one, but then get some players back from injury. Another foul call on Jaap Stam. The Champions League proved one thing last year was that you do need a couple of teams to survive, one for the league and also one for Europe. And this year, playing 17 games now instead of 11 for the winners, all the more reason to have a lot of depth. 87th minute.
There's so much asked of players nowadays. I mean, Manchester United had that game against Liverpool on Saturday, and some of the players having to play with England, some of them having to play with Ireland. I mean, if it's not a Champions League game on now, it's a Euro 2000, and that's going to continue for the foreseeable future. There's a lot. Wednesday, Saturday. I'm not just saying Manchester United, I'm saying every team.
Flag is up. Keep talking about restructuring the international calendar. Hopefully they'll get it done. Fifth offside call against Croatia Zagreb. Beckham. It's blocked. 88th minute. Beckham gave it up on the right. Looks for the return. Beckham's cross.
Now that was an intentional handball.
I might buy that one.
Yeah, the referee bought that one.
Beckham. Oh, Latic looks sharp again. Latic has had a strong game. I'm not sure what you could say about Van der Gaal because he hasn't really had to do anything.
I don't think he's been credited with a decent save all day.
Can't remember one. Certainly not this half, but I don't even remember one back in the first. Malik. Oh, you can't lose it there. We'll tell you about this one on our post-match wrap, which is straight ahead following the conclusion of this match. Here's Jaap Stam. Sending it long. Knotted down. Touched back by Sheringham. Here it comes inside. Never quite made it. It's cleared out.
And I know games are never over till they're over, but certainly Manchester United fans got spoiled last year with that come-from-behind win against Bayern Munich. The game is never out of the reach they'll feel now. You're always expecting to win it in the last minute or two.
You know, people are still talking about that game, wherever you go.
Well, I think it'll be spoken about for a long time to come as well.
That is Tomislav Škoda, who will replace Rukavina.
Oh, Rukavina walked hard. He might do a little bit more in terms of finishing. Another youngster coming in.
Rukavina leaves, and Škoda, who's an under-21 international, up through their youth ranks, gets a chance to play.
Well, he really got a chance to play when Viduka went to Celtic.
It's an interesting change. Škoda scored a goal for 1 out of every 3 games he's played in the Croatian league. That's a pretty good strike ratio. It's very good, actually.
Well, he must be brilliant if he's going to come in and change the game around here in a minute and 20 seconds.
I'm thinking it's just to give him a taste.
I mean, if he's so good, why didn't they bring him on 10 minutes ago? Give the lad a chance.
Here's the long ball played in. Škoda's going to hope for some stoppage time so he can get some minutes. Gascan
could be onto something here.
Lead pass. Touch back to Van der Gaal. Might be his first touch in about a half an hour. Giggs. And he played it down the middle. He thought he had someone in red running there.
Cole broke the wrong way. Cole breaks to his left. If he breaks back to his right, Giggs has him.
We are in stoppage time now. Fortune knocks it back.
That's dangerous.
Especially at this stage. Can't make a mistake here. You at least got the 1 point now. Half a minute gone in stoppage time. Not it out.
Well, I won't say it's a huge upset, but it is an upset that Manchester United haven't scored here in 90 minutes.
Bigger upset if they had their full team here. This is still big for Croatia Zagreb and could be bigger.
Oh.
That was off target up high. All they need is that one chance. Wouldn't that have been something?
That would have been huge had that one gone rattling into the net. Look at how wide open he is on the far side. Philip Neville has cut into the middle, and that's just a bad shot.
Neville, you think, has to be tired with the running he's done today on both sides of the field. It's an active 90 minutes for Neville. Off a deflection, look out there, but it's cleared by Croatia Zagreb. Fortune, referee just glanced at the watch. Lead pass into the box. Whoa! The referee was looking that way, but he does not call a handball. What a time to give them a chance. Manchester United, Sheringham, let it saves the day.
How can it not be a corner kick? It's got to be a corner kick at the least.
I was sure he got it.
Well, let's see. Is this a handball inside? Watch what happens here.
No, that's not the one.
That's the one. Yeah, Ladis did get it. Hit off his heel.
That's why that ball went that way. If he doesn't touch it, it's going to go in right through him. But the handball was interesting, wasn't it?
Well, it looked like he played the ball, didn't it? I mean, he looked like he cupped his two hands together and brought the ball down.
I thought he did. We could talk about it longer, but the game is over. Only the one yellow card of this match to Muchin. No scoring. Manchester United certainly had the better scoring chances. That man's the hero.
Well, Croatia Zagreb feel like they've done something good here, and they certainly did, getting a point. Manchester United just unable to break them down, and then when they got their chances, unable to finish them.
You know, when you look at their supporters, it looked like they won this game, and for them, it is indeed a bit of a victory. They get a point out of this. So does Manchester United. We'll put a wrap on it when we return to our coverage.